Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I wanted to give you a look at what I'm going to be using for December Daily. And so I have my album here, and then I have the little kit that I put together to work in this album for December. And so for this year, I decided to go with a little, it's about 4x6. It's a little tad bigger than I think 4x6, but it's a 4x6 coptic stitch book. So it's a little mini book that is, the coptic stitching. And I was greatly inspired by Paige Evans, who is like the master of these little coptic stitch books, especially with the little charms on the spine. I was greatly inspired by her. She actually did a December daily in a coptic stitch book back in 2017. I will be sure to leave the link in the description box down below of the flip through video of that little book that she made. But I absolutely loved that little book, and I've decided that I was going to attempt it. That is going to be my December daily for this year. And so I went small, and I went small for a reason. I just seem to work better in a smaller format. I have attempted the traditional Ali Edwards 6x8 album for December daily before, and I found that I struggled to fill it up to capacity because I don't celebrate the holidays, so it's, I'm just taking from like my everyday December life, and a lot of the times I don't do very much in December. So yeah, that was just, it's a struggle to fill up a 6x8 album. So that was my first December daily. I actually have a flip through of that on my channel. We'll be sure to leave a link down below if you want to take a look at that and any of the other previous December dailies that I'm going to mention right now. The one after that was a small pocket size, like a TN pocket size mini book that I made, and I call it my December Reflections because I was following a photo challenge by Susanna Conway over on Instagram, and so what I decided to do was take all those photos that I had compiled for the month of December for this challenge and put them in a little mini. And so that was my December daily for that year. And then last year, my third December daily, I did a scrap therapy book. So Sue Fish did her little scrap therapy December daily, and I went along and did the same thing. And it wasn't 6x8. I believe it was like 5x7, so like a B6 size, and it was just chipboard covers and then holes punched with the little snap rings. And I really liked that format way better for that year, and I just really liked the scrap therapy format of it. So sort of like going in and maybe not documenting what you did that day, but sort of documenting how you felt and like your feelings or some thoughts or whatever. I really liked that. So I was trying to figure out how I can do that again, but not do it in like the chipboard and binder ring sort of way. That, and I kind of wanted to work a little bit smaller because I fill up things better when I work smaller. So I, again, decided to go with this 4x6 Coptic stitch book, and I actually just finished making this little book. The covers are chipboard that I covered in this, it's kind of like a light, I would say like a light teal green, minty, not so much mint, but more like a teal, but like a very light kind of whitewashed linen. And the back cover is the same linen. And yeah, I just covered the chipboard with it, and then on the inside I lined it with some white cardstock, and then I had some of this, when I cut down my pages, I had some of this Snowflake paper from the Create Paper Snowflake collection, their new collection, and so I just kind of put it here, and I did the same thing on the back just to use up that 12x12 paper that I had left over. And so this is my little book here. I used this chipboard is from the Create Paper Snowflake chipboard. So it's this chipboard. I use that piece there if you can see it. And yeah, I just kind of put that up here. I kind of liked that it said the season of joy. It's not really Christmassy, but at the same time it does feel like the season. And I use these chipboard stars that I had in my stash, but I believe they're from a really old Studio Calico kit, like a really old one, and they've just been in my stash for forever, and so I just kind of scattered them about. Very simple. I wanted to keep it very, very minimalist. And so the spine, I attempted Paige Evans's little thing that she does with putting different charms and buttons and beads and all sorts of things on the spine when you're doing the coptic stitch. And so I have here these snowflake charms that are actually from Tim Holtz. So they're the Tim Holtz Ideology line. I have this little Maggie Holmes black and white stripe button. I have these little black and white sort of heart beads. I believe I got them, I want to say I got them from some Happy Mail, and I want to say that it was in maybe Seuss's little package that she sent me, because she tends to use these little beads a lot, but I don't remember, and I can't really remember right now. And then I used some of these acrylic stars, which were from a old Hip Kit Club kit from when I was on their design team. I had so much of them left over, so I kind of strung them in here. And then I have here is a little Paige Evans bow button from her Take Me Away collection. And yeah, that's what I have on my spine. I kept it, again, very simple. I wanted the feel of this little book to be kind of like a winter wonderland. So I kind of went with the grays, the blue, the blues, the mints, and of course black and white, and like a silver thing, which is weird because I did use gold foil in here, and I also, the Snowflake collection, which I'm going to be using from crepe paper, has a lot of copper foiling. So I'm mixing my metals, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to show you the inside of my book. Again, I just quickly put it together. This is the first time I actually did a coptic stitch, and I think it came out okay. I think it came out okay. But yeah, so that's the cover, and then when you open it up, you have the first page. I think I have about 8 signatures in here, and each signature has about 3 pages, so I think in total it's like 40 something pages in here. Or like 40 something spreads. There's more than 40 something pages. But yeah, so the first is, of course, the vellum piece. This is I think it's a Fancy Pants vellum from one of their past holiday collections, and it's just gold foil, like sketchy stars. It's really cute, and I love it over this crepe paper, snow and cocoa paper. So I used a mixture of crepe paper, snow and cocoa, crepe papers, Snowflake, which is the new collection, and then some papers that I pulled from my stash that I thought would work really well. Some of it, I think most of it is from the 2016 Hip Kit Club December Daily kit, I think. I know I used a lot of Hip Kit Club papers that I had left over from being on the Hip Kit Club, so that went in here as well because the colors sort of match. They were probably from either the Christmas kit, because that's when Snow and Cocoa came out, or from the following kit, which is like the January kit, since the colors were sort of similar. Like these acrylic stars were from that January Hip Kit kit. So yeah, so Snow and Cocoa, the tree paper, and then that has like the little gingerbread craft paper, and so I matched it up with this crepe paper's Snowflake paper because that new collection had some of this mustard yellow, but it matched really well with this craft. Some pieces, not all the pieces, matched with the Snow and Cocoa from the Snowflake, but I find that most crepe paper collections do match well with each other. Like I think the new one, the Snowflake collection, would match really well with the Merry Days, which was last year's collection, but it also has those subtle colors like the Snow and Cocoa. So I decided to just mix and match, and so that's what I have here, 2 different winter kit collections from crepe paper. And then both of these pages are from the new Snowflake collection, the pink and then the snowman. So that's pretty much my color scheme: black, white, some pinks, the light blues and mints, and like gray. And so that's this one, and then the center of that signature is this black and white pattern, and then it just repeats itself again. And then here is the next one. This is Snow and Cocoa paper. This is a Snowflake paper, and the other side is that's the Snowflake paper. This paper came in one of my hip kits, and again it has the silver in here. I believe this is I think it's an Echo Park paper. Now this page is a little too dark, so what I'm probably going to do with these darker pages is I'm probably going to whitewash them with some gesso or some white acrylic paint. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do with that page. This is the next one, another snow and cocoa paper. Then I put some book pages in here. These are Alice in Wonderland book pages. I just like the look of having an old book page in here. This is from the Snowflake collection, and the inside of this is this red, and I'm not going to use this red because I don't have red anywhere in this album. So what I'm probably going to do as well is whitewash this and kind of just put gesso and white acrylic. What I can also do is I have a lot of scrap pieces of paper left over, and I can just cover this with a different paper, but I might, since it's in the center, I might whitewash it. This is one of my favorite papers from the Snowflake line. It's like a little town. So cute. This page is from Hip Kit. Again, I don't know which Hip Kit it's from. I'm pretty sure it was from their December daily from 2016 because it has these little snowflakes. But this is the gray that I kind of have in here repeating, and the back is just a black and white dot, which works perfectly. I have some old sheet music. This is that crate, snow and cocoa paper. And I try to match up the patterns so that they look good together, like next to each other. So this is the other signature with the other piece of the vellum. And this is also another Hip Kit paper. I believe this was from their January 2017 kit, I want to say. I don't remember, but I feel like that's where it's from. And it has, again, that gray. Here is that Echo Park paper. Snow and cocoa again. Again, I probably whitewash that or cover it up. And then this is my last little signature. Again, I would probably whitewash and cover that up. I like how this says the end because we're sort of at the end of the book. And that is my little Coptic stitch book. It's really chunky. I have a lot of space to document December. What I'm noticing is that I'm probably going to have to limit the use of bulkier embellishments, and so I do have some bulky embellishments in my little kit that I'm going to be using, but I think most of it is just ephemera and flat pieces, and so I'm going to show you that now. So again, I'm using a mixture of the crepe paper Snow and Cocoa and the crepe paper Snowflake collection. So for my papers, these are just paper scraps from when I made the book. This is some fabric scraps that I might use as well in the kit, and then I have the chipboard pieces back here. And then I have this wallpaper that I really want to use. Let me show you. And so I'll probably use this to cover up some of those darker pages, but that's all I have here. It's just scraps from me making the book. So all the patterns are the same patterns in the book. And then these are the chipboard. I have the Snow and Cocoa chipboard back here, and then on the other side I have the Snowflake. I'm probably not going to use the chipboard because, again, it adds bulk, and I really don't have the room to add like really thick embellishments. So what I can do is probably skim them, like take off layers of them to make them a little bit flatter, but I have them there just in case. So here I have the stickers. So I have the Snowflake stickers here, which have the copper foil, if we can see the copper foiling. So I have that sheet, and then I have both flats from Snow and Cocoa. I still have a lot of these words, and then I have these. Where are these from? I feel like they might have been from Snow and Cocoa. They're just glitter snowflakes. I feel like they're from Snow and Cocoa as well, but I have them here. And then I have the Snow and Cocoa sheet here, and this is just whatever I had left over from the many December dailies that I've made, but I have those stickers here, and so I'll be using those for sure. Then I have my little tray here that's full of all the other goodies that I'm hoping to use. These are more of the bulkier bits, which are the buttons. I have a lot of brads. I have these wood veneers, some acrylic pieces. I have more of those Tim Holtz charms. I don't know if I'll use those, but that's what's in here. Just buttons and flare and acrylic pieces and wood veneer. have these snowflake wood veneers that were from the dollar spot in Target like a while ago. So I have that there. I have some tassels and some of those little kind of tassel-y bows here. And then I have a rubber piece that says hello. I have more like kind of word things, like these are puffies, it says love. This one says awesome. It's a chipboard piece, but it's like a thinner chipboard piece. So I have that here. And here I have more puffy stickers. I have Snow and Cocoa puffy stickers. I have more of the thinner chipboard. I don't know if I'm going to use any of these pieces. I have some more of those stars in there, but that's what's in here. I have some word phrases, stickers, just, you know, little bits in there. And so I think those are the dimensional pieces. And here I have all the little pieces from, it's like a mixture of Snow and Cocoa and the Snowflake collection. And so these are all the ephemera bits that I pulled out from both the Snow and Cocoa, what I had left over from Snow and Cocoa, and the new Snowflake ephemera. I have a lot of these Snow and Cocoa trees that I fussy cut from the paper, but these are the colors that I'm going with. Blacks, whites, that light blue, the light pinks, and of course I have the foil because the Snowflake has the foil, but these are the colors. Black, white, that pink, that sort of light blue, like sort of like a light blue-green kind of color, and like this light teal. Or mint, if you want to call it mint, but those are the colors. I'm actually going to use this because I do have some pop of that mustard green in there, and I think it goes really well with the copper foil. So that's like ephemera, and then this is more like paper pieces. So I have some white Polaroid frames that I can use, this little acetate deer. This is from the Snowflake cut apart, and so are these. These are just tags that say little things. I have this calendar that I printed out. This is actually in my shop. You can get the whole year. It's a printable, but I needed a December calendar, and so I have that here on a card. I have some of these cards from Hip Kit. This one is just a snowflake, and I'll probably just use this side, and I can use any of these sides. These are just lists. I have these postcards here. I don't know if they're going to fit in my little book, but I can always cut them down. These were from a Daphne's diary, but the colors just work really well, and so I have that in here. More cut-apart bits from the Snowflake line. I was thinking of fuzzy cutting these girls out, but I have these. I have more tags. I have some doilies here. Have this pocket that I might want to put in, some glycine bags, this is a Planner Society bag that I thought the colors worked really well. I have some tissue paper, and then I have the branding strips from when I cut down the papers, and I have some offcuts of the music paper, and then I have some scraps. These are from Seuss. I thought the little baubles would work really well. More Seuss paper here. And just sheet music, and then in the back I have some flat alpha stickers, and so these are Studio Calico. I have some Felicity Jane, these are Simple Stories, and then I have these puffies from Pink Fresh, and these little foam like word sticker things from Freckled Fun. And I thought, you know, to make titles and stuff, these puppies are relatively flat, and then these are all flat alphas, and then these, you know, a little dimension wouldn't hurt. But these are, again, in my color scheme that I'm using, so I have those here, and that's about it. That's pretty much it. What I'm planning to do, like before I start, is I'm planning to go through this book and add some texture paste, you know, some modeling paste, again whitewash those darker pages a bit, and I am planning to cut out some Paige Evans and some Hip Kit Club cut files. So I have like a snowflake wreath. I just have to shrink them all down so that they can fit on a 4x6 canvas here. But yeah, I'm planning to do that and just cut them out on just white cardstock because I want to keep this really white and light and fresh looking like that. I don't want it too dark. I want to keep it that whole winter wonderland feel that I'm hoping that I'm going for this. So that darker blue needs to be muted and this red just needs to go. I just can't with this red, it's too dark. But yeah, so that is the little album that I'm using and my little kit that I put together to document my December for this year. I really hope you enjoyed this peek at how I'm going to be doing my December daily. Again, I think I'm doing sort of like a scrap therapy thing, so I probably won't document every day chronologically, but sort of how I'm feeling. I'm planning to do some art journaling in here, kind of like how I did my last year's December daily. It was a mixture of art journaling and scrap therapy, and yeah, I really liked that format, so I'm planning to do the same thing in here, but I'm also planning to do December reflections, the photo challenge, so my photos will probably come from that. And so it's kind of like a hodgepodge of all of those things, but I think it'll work really well in this tiny little mini book. And yeah, so that is my little December daily mini book and kit. I really hope you enjoyed this peek at my plans for December daily. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.